Now this is completely obscure. Definitely not something you see every day. Hello Gingles and Goblins, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it's going to be a lot of fun here on the channel because I'm unboxing some weird Halloween items. Some custom, some obscure, some just completely out there. Some you've seen before, some you may have never seen before, and some it's probably been decades since you've seen. Spent around $100 on some of the weirdest Halloween items I could find on sites like eBay, Etsy, Amazon, all of those places. So I loosely tried to keep it around that price range. So today, we're going to dive into the box, pull out some of these Halloween items. Is it going to be a trick or is it going to be a treat? What they sent me? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to join me, if you dare.
I got a black heart, it's a new start. Welcome to the spooky club. I got a black heart, it's a new start. Welcome to the spooky club. Take that! Join the spooky club.
We'll return after these messages.
We've got what you're looking for. TV 20. Stereo.
KOFY, Coffee, TV 20, San Francisco.
Alright, so since it's almost halfway to Halloween now, in about 2 weeks since I'm filming this, and the stores, unfortunately, are not giving us anything good yet, took it upon myself to do a good old-fashioned shopping spree online. Now, I mentioned the websites that I visited at the start of the video. Of course, that was Amazon, Etsy, and eBay, to try to keep it around the $100 price range. Now, some of these pieces got ruined in shipment, unfortunately. And one of them I can't even find anymore, so that is definitely a bummer. But there's some cool pieces regardless. So, let's get into this. So the good old days, we could go to places like Woolworths, Walgreens, and all of those places and find super cool Halloween merchandise. But nowadays, Halloween merchandise isn't as cool as it once was, in my opinion. So to find the cool stuff, you gotta go online. And there's enough sites where we can find all kinds of cool stuff. There's even sites dedicated to vintage style Halloween merchandise for all of us vintage lovers out there like myself. And yes, I am wearing my Halloween 6 t-shirt today because Halloween 6 is extremely a very weird movie. Some of these pieces today are very, very weird themselves. So let's get into this for the first piece.
We'll return after these messages.
Your Halloween headquarters for Ben Cooper Costumes. A fun selection for children from Sesame Street to Superman. Your choice $3.97 or adult styles at $14.97. For Topstone Masks, highly detailed full face styles for teens and adults with flush hair and only $5.97. Do it yourself with this Paws Makeup Kit for $3.97. For candy, treats you can trust for tricksters of all sizes, including this fine assortment from Hershey. Happy Halloween from Woolworth.
Alright, so the first piece coming out of the box, and it literally looks like they played kickball with the box. And this was the piece I was most excited about. Well, one of the pieces I was most excited about. And it got completely ruined. It's all bent up. I had to tape it back together to even get it to stand upright. And you probably saw this in the community post I made about this. If you grew up during Halloween, anytime from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and possibly even early 2000s, I think, is when the last time they appeared on store shelves, you definitely remember Mr. Bones candy. Mr. Bones candy, of course, was like a puzzle candy where you would literally open up the little coffin and all the pieces of Mr. Bones would be inside there, and you would assemble it to make Mr. Bones himself. Now, it's supposed to be a replica of the 1970s Fleer Mr. Bones box. It's definitely a good representation of it. It's all the way around. You can see where I had to tape it together there because the top wouldn't even stay together. It just kept flopping over. There's nothing inside, just an empty retail display box. This one I got off of Etsy. They do have these on eBay as well, and they go for around $30 for a custom replica box because you've got no chance of finding an original box. So the only way you're going to get one of these is if you get one of the custom replica boxes. And I do love that they put the custom price tag sticker on there too. It says reduced 44 cents, which probably is the price it would have been back in the day, but I remember Mr. Bones in the 80s and the 90s, so sound off in the comments below if you remember the Mr. Bones puzzle candy, and it says kids save bones to make your own candy man. Cool piece, just a bummer that it got ruined in shipment. May as well just get the ruined stuff out of the way first. So next up also was mentioned in the community post. This one, super impossible to find. The last one they had on Etsy. It's $25. I document it all the time here on the channel when I insert the old commercial clips. And that, of course, is the Vampire's Secret popsicles. But look at the box. Boy, did they not do a number on this thing. I don't know. I mean, they shipped from overseas. It took them about 2 months to get here. So I don't know what in the world happened in between then. Should have been an amazing piece. The only good side is I was able to get a refund and they told me to keep the merchandise. So more or less this was free. But honestly, I would have taken the option of paying the almost $30 for it just to have it as a mint looking piece. But it's still a cool piece. You can see it right there. Put out by Good Humor. Box is coming all apart. Vampire Secrets. Ice Pops. They even put the custom price tag on that one. 99 cents for this one. I don't think I would buy reduced popsicles back in the day though. But I remember my share of these in the 80s. And like I documented in one of the videos, Summerween wasn't a thing in the 80s. But if it was, we definitely would have dug our fangs into the Vampire's Secret Ice Pops. You can tell the 80s artwork right there. Look at the neon green Count Dracula. But again, box completely ruined. Tried to tape it back together because it was in 2 pieces when it came. But there's the Vampire's Secret Ice Pops. Sound off in the comments below if you remember these. Again, the only place I found it was Etsy. And this was the last one available, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to find these anywhere. Happy hunting.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Here comes that Halloween magic. Anything could happen tonight. With Mickey Mouse and M&M's candies, everything's gonna be just right. A special time for fun and M&M's for Mickey Mouse and friends. The magic never ends. Grab on to that M&M's feeling. Happy Halloween!
Alright, so next up, if you follow the channel, you know I recently acquired the Freddy Krueger cardboard standee from a party store similar to Party City for $10 because he's missing one of his claw fingers. Before I found Freddy, I was gonna get an Elvira cardboard standee to put behind me. There's a local antique shop in my area that was selling a vintage one for $50, but Freddy was $10, so that naturally was a better buy. But I still wanted to find room somewhere for an Elvira cardboard standee. And now if you follow the channel also, you saw at Denny's that I may be in line to receive the Masters of the Universe 2026 promotional cardboard standee, so I have no clue exactly where that's even going if I do secure that. But anyway, back to Elvira. So I went on eBay, and of course they had the replicas of the Elvira cardboard standees for like $50, but again, it's such a big piece and it takes up so much real estate, I have no clue where I would put it. But upon scrolling, I saw that they had like tabletop Elvira cardboard standees. So I decided to grab one of those, and they go for about 20 bucks, $15 plus like $5 shipping, and they're about probably 20 inches tall. Great centerpiece for your coffee table or anything like that if you want to decorate. And it does have the Coors logo on it. Coors logo, I think I'm saying that right. I'm not a drinker. I get it twisted sometimes. But anyway, here we go. Coors Light, that's how you pronounce it. And it's got the back there that stands on it. It's kind of like a cardstock type paper, and it definitely does stand up. If I put it right here, you can see that it's standing up because it's got the little standee part. On the back, it's more or less just like a full-size cardboard cutout with the little piece here, only it's just tabletop. But it's a decent piece if you don't have a lot of space in your house and you want to add an Elvira standee to your collection. And being an 80s and 90s kid, Elvira was on TV all of the time, especially during Halloween season. And I remember going in places like the grocery store and gas stations and seeing these standees everywhere. So that's why I wanted to add one to my collection. It's not the big piece because of Freddy back there, but it's still cool regardless. And you can find these on eBay, like I mentioned, for around 20 bucks.
Return after these messages.
All you ghouls and goblins gather round. Time for chills and thrills, so party down. No matter who you like to bite, you're gonna want Coors and Coors Light tonight.
Coors Light's beer will be there, fun is everywhere.
Get ready for excitement when Coors is on the scene.
'Cause anything can happen.
On a Coors and Coors Light Halloween.
Alright, so the next pieces, not customs, these are original. You know how much I love my cutouts from Beistle and all the other companies that make them, but Beistle, of course, being the most notable one. Amazon is the absolute cheapest for Beistle cutouts if you have Amazon Prime, because you get free shipping, much cheaper than eBay. You can get packs of these on Amazon most of the time for less than $10. So I'm going to document some of the ones that I recently added to my collection, and for the both of these it cost me like $11 because of my Prime account. Now I've got plenty of the Beistle jointed skeletons. However, I took one out of the package to put back here. I did not have the 22-inch ones. I've got the larger door scale size ones, so I did need some of the smaller ones, and these were $5 on Amazon and free shipping if you have Prime, and 2 comes in the pack. So I was anticipating grabbing these, and the price was right for adding these to my collection. So again, 2 in a pack for the 22-inch Beistle jointed posable skeletons. Now I mentioned this recently. This is a piece that I had. It got ruined a long time ago. One that I remember my mom having on the front door a lot of times, and that is the classic Beistle vintage style jointed cat. Now I've got to find somewhere to hang this up, but $5 and some change, free shipping on Amazon if you have Prime. This is one that I've definitely been looking forward to re-adding to my collection, and I'm super happy to finally have it back home where it belongs. One of my all-time favorite Halloween pieces. Alright, next up, those are reproduction Beistle pieces. I got this one off of eBay. No, I'm wrong. I did not get it off of eBay. I got it off of Etsy because it was pretty cheap, and it's still sealed in the package. So I think I'm going to keep it sealed in the package and not open it up because I've got some of these loose already. But for $5 and some change, plus here's one of those cases where the shipping was more than the product. The shipping was like $12 and the actual product was like $6. So I love the tissue dancers. I got the Frankenstein from Target last year, and World Market last year had some vintage style tissue dancers also. And Beistle, of course, you can go on Amazon like I mentioned, and you can get the 3-pack that includes the skeleton, the witch, and I think it's the Scarecrow for about $7 if you're looking for those over on Amazon. But for me, I love the packaging on the originals, and they were called Action Dancers back then, and I love that the skeleton has the jack-o'-lantern face, and I love the old Scarecrow there. Packaging's a little bent up, but it is still sealed, so I'm gonna keep these in the packaging even though the bottom is starting to come loose. But I don't want to open this. I want to keep this one sealed in the package, just so it makes me feel like I have something authentic, still factory sealed, from back in like the Kmart Halloween days. And I definitely remember the skeleton jack-o'-lantern hanging around for many Halloweens in my house, and my mom would keep the Scarecrow guy up right up until Thanksgiving.
We'll return after these messages.
Presenting Sheer Madness, Circuit City's Midnight Madness Sale. Thursday only till midnight. Circuit City will go raving mad with shocking reductions on hundreds of items. Save on this VHS VCR, just $169. This RCA 19-inch color TV with remote is a mere $266. Circuit City's Midnight Madness Sale. Get there by midnight before the curtain falls.
Next up, probably the cheapest item in here today comes from eBay. Cost me like $5 and free shipping, and that's some trading cards and trading card wax wrappers, because trading cards to me are near and dear to my heart. Me and my sister used to walk to the local gas station on a Saturday afternoon, buy a piece of homemade chocolate cake. Hot dogs were $3 for $1. Get a comic book, Archie comics or whatever back then, and a pack of trading cards, which was like Garbage Pail Kids or Grossville High or wrestling cards back then, and we could take like $3 or $4 and eat and have fun with it down at the local gas station. Now, in 1988, Topps, who was the one responsible for Garbage Pail Kids and just about every other pack of trading cards I just mentioned, did the Fright Flicks. You can see all of the horror icons here on the wax wrappers. Now, there's no cards in here, it's just the wax wrappers, because I have most of the cards loose, but I needed the wrappers, and they even had Freddy Krueger on there. That's right, Freddy. You're on a pack of trading cards from 1988. Now, they also threw in a bonus here. They threw in this Fangoria promotional card. I believe these were from 1992, when I think Fangoria was doing their trading cards. Tales from the Crypt also did trading cards, and they even threw in a Garbage Pail Kids clawed flesh, which is more or less supposed to be Freddy Krueger. There you go, you're on another card from like 2009, and the back says GPK fake book. It's supposed to be like Facebook. Forgot how the layout of Facebook used to resemble MySpace so much back in its early days, but all of those for less than $5. Now, that was just a random lot that I found, so it's probably going to be really, really impossible for you to find the same thing that I did, but a super cool, spooky pickup and a blast from the past.
Jimmy! Will you stop wasting your time watching that garbage? You should be doing your homework. I don't know what I'm
Hey, Junior, I got something you can really sink your teeth into.
Calling all Dream Warriors. Think you're brave enough to face Freddy? Well, now you can put your nightmare knowledge to the test and win money, or a chance to be in A Nightmare on Elm Street 6. Just pick up your telephone and dial 1-900-860-4FRED, and you can challenge Freddy Krueger in the ultimate trivia game.
Hundreds of blood-curdling questions about all my films. Still need a few pointers? Well, listen up, lunch meat.
You can win $1,000 a day or a grand prize of up to $10,000.
One lucky little piggy gets an all-expense-paid trip to appear in A Nightmare on Elm Street 6.
$2 the first minute, $1 each additional minute. Callers under 18 get your parents' permission before you dial. Mail entries also accepted.
What a rush.
And since we're talking about trading cards and comic books, one more pickup was this. Now, I know all about Creepshow comics, but I never knew that Super Creepshow was a thing. The cover here is supposed to look like Amazing Fantasy 15, the debut of Spider-Man, but in this case it's the Creep flying through the air holding a skeleton, and it's cool. I mean, it's modern comics. I think it's from 2026. It definitely doesn't remind me of the old newsprint papers, but it's still a cool comic book nonetheless. And this was like $6 and free shipping because I believe it just came out, but it popped up in my searches when I was looking at the trading cards, and I was like, okay, super creep show, cool piece, I'll grab it. All right, and next up, this is a piece that I've documented here before on the channel, but I did want to bring it up because it's probably one of the wildest reproductions I've ever seen, and that is this palm size 1960s Empire blow mold reproduction. Now this one isn't a plug-in, it's more or less you put like a tea-lit battery operated candle underneath here, and they even provide it for you when you order it. Now I got this off of, what did I get this off of? I got this off of Etsy about a year ago, and it was $20, and it's a cool piece. And let me see if the tea light still lights up. Well, no, the battery in that's dead, but anyway, the concept is simple enough. There you go, fits in the palm of your hand, and I definitely love this piece. It's one of my favorite custom pieces that I've gotten off of the internet. So just go over to Etsy and type in custom mini blow mold and see if it still pops up. All right, next up, I had to add a t-shirt in there, and of course I've already cut the sleeves off to make it into a tank top because it's already 100 degrees here in North Carolina. But if you follow the channel, you know how much I absolutely love Ben Cooper and Collegeville. So to find a t-shirt that kind of had the Ben Cooper artwork on it, I couldn't pass it up. And this was on Shein. I didn't mention them at the beginning. This was on Shein for like $6, and it was hardly nothing for shipping. But you can see the witch, the cat, jack-o'-lantern, the ghost, all the vintage stylings there. It is kind of a thick, heavy print on the front though, so I'm not really a fan of that because I like the lightweight t-shirts. But the price was right for this, and I figured I'd take a gamble on it since the artwork was so cool. So you can find these on Shein. Just type in vintage Halloween t-shirt.
We'll return after these messages.
Halloween parties begin at Walgreens. Candy, party decorations, masks, costumes, makeup. Everything you need for Halloween fun now at Walgreens.
And last but not least, this goes back about 20 years when Walgreens used to sell Stretch Armstrong horror movie figures. I have Chucky, but back then I missed out on Glenn, Glenda, and Tiffany, and I was able to find Glenn, Glenda, and Tiffany on eBay, both of them, the two that I needed, together for $10 and $3 shipping. So these things are from like 2006, and you can see the detail on it. It's kind of wonky, but he still stretches. There you go, Glenn, Glenda, right there. Thankfully he's not in rough shape and leaking all of his stretchy powder everywhere. And then Tiffany here, you can hear all the squishy in there. I've always been a fan of Stretch Armstrong and all of that stuff. I've said this time and time again. My earliest Stretch Armstrong was a Macho Man Randy Savage WWF one from like 1987. Still have it to this day. So I've always been a sucker for these little Stretch Armstrong figurines, and I've already got Chucky, so now I've got the entire family. So there you go. Kept it at around $100 for some of these weird, obscure, custom and original Halloween items from various online sites. So if you saw anything you like, hopefully you can find it and check it out, because sometimes the price is right and you need that Halloween treat to yourself well before Halloween season gets here. And for me, it's Halloween year-round here on the channel because I do all things spooky, Halloween, horror-related, retro-related, and holiday-related here on Derek BlackHearts Spooky Club. So if you're new here and you like this type of content, how about slashing that subscribe button and turning on that notification bell so you don't miss a beat of the fun, spooky retro action I bring you here on the channel. And until next time, I'll see you on the dark side.
Dark side is always there, waiting for us to enter, waiting to enter us. Until next time, try to enjoy the daylight.